Welcome back. And now, you guys have just had an encounter with a giant constrictor snake, followed by a swarm of sturges. And after such a beatdown, you guys still felt yourself like pretty strong. You're much stronger than when you first started to enter the jungles of Cholt. So much to a point where you figure all these random encounters that you may come across, you might be good enough to tackle. This is DM saying that if you do incur some encounters, then we may not roll them, you know? But we can just judge that you guys are strong enough to take them, unless you get Undead T-Rex again. In which case, I may just roll that one, just for fun. But anyway, you continue down the river, and your goal was to check out Camp Righteous that was on your map. While you're making what you estimate to be a short canoe trip, I want to know if anybody has any particular plans for the day, or how you start your day back in the jungles of Cholt.
Yes, actually. I have 4 empty vials that I'm going to give to the dwarf who had previously agreed to fill them with the poison that it makes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we figured out that in 8 hours, which I figure is probably like 1 day's worth of travel time, so I can fill 1 full vial with poison each day.
Yeah, totally. So we can just say, you know, that is all decanted at the start through your alchemist jug. And yeah, totally. So, Mr. Ranger, I hope you're keeping track of your vials of poison, because you may be sitting on quite a few, and before you know it, a dangerous toss and tumble somewhere might have one of them breaking, which you definitely don't want. So all I'm saying is keep track of your poisons.
Right. Well, luckily I have this Poisoneer's kit, which stores them for me.
Yes, so absolutely. So with that piece of equipment on hand, I will say that your poisons are all wonderfully neatly allocated and tidied away, so there's no risk of them ever getting into anybody else's hands or breaking upon any kind of tussle like that. So no, you're absolutely set for sure.
Right. This is why planning ahead is useful.
Yes. Now then, Sparky the Brave pops back out from being invisible, and we got 6 of you, so 1, 2, 3, 4. The Mystic is his favorite today, as he is going to ask you what you can do to get on your good books. You know, get another bit of candy if you can.
I don't know.
He looks
Pump
at
him for all the information.
You guys did a good job milking him for such last time, but yeah, he's just looking to be a helpful friend. He goes, "Oh wait, I heard an expression that you humans sometimes say. Give me a second," and he flies around behind your back and gives your back a bit of a scratch with some claws, as he's going soft about it, but he's still a little dragon fluttering with fairy-like wings as he's like trying to scratch your back. And he goes, "Okay, candy time for me."
Sure thing.
Yay! I hope somebody gets the alchemist jug out and pours some honey out for him.
Yeah, he had extra honey too. I mean, we got like 4 gallons in 1 hour.
Oh yeah. He puts it all away, as much as you give him, so you probably begin to surmise you need to ration it, only so you can keep treating him as such throughout it. And once he's sufficiently fed, he disappears from view, pretty much like a Cheshire cat in all honesty, and you should think of him as such. But anyway, in a very short amount of time, you already find yourself right at this place, this camp. And what strikes you particularly is this large figure of a statue that holds a crocodile on its back. and I shall give you the handout right now.
We also can't see.
It's black screen at the moment.
Yeah, fucking membership pro stuff at work again. Always at work to F me over.
There we go.
But
That's a pretty cool statue.
yeah. Mushrib gives a little bit of a I remember this story.
Tell it to us, please.
Oh, alright then. I was glad you asked. He rubs his hand as clearly he was burning to say it. In the early days of the world, man stood by the banks of a river, frightened. Crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, cousin man?" Man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone, because it teems with your brethren." Crocodile replied, "It's true you would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back, if you promise to return the favor." Man agreed, and Crocodile bore him safely across the water. When they reached the far bank, Man asked, "How can I repay you?" Crocodile replied, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but I fear to go there alone, because it teems with your brethren. You must carry me on your back across your realm." Man had been tricked, but a promise is a promise, so he carried Crocodile safely on his back across the entire realm of humans, a journey that lasted many years. He also swore in his anger that never again would man and crocodiles be friends, and so it has remained to this day. Neat little story that, but being a dwarf, I personally just would not go to a river and mess around with a crocodile.
I agree.
So yes, if people want to, you may assign your tokens over here by these dinghies, which is where your journey will begin. Fantastic. So there's a couple of areas you can go around with, but what you see before you is this large gap between the statue's feet that hints at a passageway that leads deeper into a shrine. But other than that, there seem to be these abandoned tents littered about the place.
What are we seeing over here?
Over where, sorry?
I'm pinging the map.
Ah, yes. So over there, you see a animal pen, and there seems to be an axebeak creature, and it's just minding its own business, sort of making its home there. Don't quite have a handout for you, but it's basically a large ostrich-like bird, but its beak is particularly axe-shaped, forward-facing towards you. So you can imagine its peck would be particularly slashing.
Now, assuming this camp is abandoned, doesn't look like there's anyone living here.
It certainly does not look like anybody has been living here, no. At least recently.
On the map, there's a fire. Is that actually on fire, or is that like?
That's
It might just be.
creative reconstruction.
Okay.
Well, I
Well,
think
I
we
might
should
just
search
pick
the
them
camp.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over here and check out this very first tent.
Okay, brilliant. So who was the first to check out that tent?
Daddy Dwarf. Dalron.
Dalrog. Yeah, brilliant.
Look at
So Dalrog, yeah, I noticed that crit. So when you get in there, you actually stop midway because the flap is slightly ajar, and it reveals that inside there is this poisonous snake that would have lashed out at you had you not have critted just then. Now you could choose to disturb the tent, or you could choose to leave it be, and with it just leave the poisonous snake be.
Well, thankfully I have a weapon with reach, and I'm just gonna go ahead and try to chop this thing.
Stab at it. Make a roll. Oh, so that is a miss, unfortunately. And the snake. We're not gonna do combat, but the snake is basically now aware of you, and it does a quick lashing out at you. It hits you for 15? Question mark.
15 is just barely a hit. Yes.
Yes. So then that is going to hit you, and I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. So yeah, you repel the venom, the poison rather, and you only take like 2 points of damage in total. Just roll your next attack and show me that you hit it. Yeah, there we go. You kill the poisonous snake easily enough, and you treat this bite no more than you would treat a mosquito bite, in all honesty. This is nothing for Dalrog.
Nah, it's easy stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead and disturb the tent more and see what's inside.
Perfect. So there's nothing of value in these tents, and when you walk in, you see a scene of disaster. And it doesn't seem like much, but it seems like everybody left here in a hurry.
Can I determine how long ago they left?
You may attempt to make a investigation check.
Sounds like a job for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna call the ranger over.
Ah.
I'm gonna say, Durandal, get over here. We need to figure out where these people have gone, or how long ago they've been here.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to do a track with my survival.
Is your favorite enemy humanoids?
No, favorite is undead.
Okay then. Then you're not going to be able to make sense of the tracks that you see around the place. Surely there's a lot of evidence to work off. However, due to whatever reason, seemingly a bunch of footprints are muddled up with a bunch of smaller footprints around the place, and you can't make heads or tails of anything in particular.
Are they just humanoid footprints?
You suspect not. You suspect that more than one kind of creature was involved during whatever drove these humanoids out, but you unfortunately can't make heads or tails of it.
Okay. I don't know how long ago it's been since they left, but clearly the humans here were driven out by beasts and monsters of the wild.
Okay then. So I see.
Alright, check out the northern tent. Is that also empty?
1 second. I see I see you checking out the lower side. So you see nothing, Mr. Mystic. You don't see anything of interest in any of these tents. They're simply bare and abandoned. Now I will allow you just to basically be checking out this shrine also in the meantime, which is, as it appears, it appears like there's like plenty of overturned lamps that seem to start a fire and set fire to this building. It was partially built, and some kind of massive conflagration happened over here. And in your search, you do notice a holy symbol of Torm, a very well-known god of protectors and the righteous cause and what have you. It's worth 25 gold pieces, and it still hangs by a leather thong from a peg on the shrine wall, overlooked until now. So yeah,
Okay.
you discover that at least. And yeah, now people want to oh, okay, I see that Miss Halfling rather, Kifri has already gone a little bit ahead of you guys. So I'll do a review. What you see is firstly that axebeak creature looking apparently stuck in that pen. He looks like he's unable to get out by himself.
I think I'll leave him in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, so around the nearby tents, again, there's really nothing of value. They're all completely taken out for anything that might be of use to anybody.
I'm going to retrieve that.
What are these things?
Sorry, firstly, Mr. Mystic, what were you going to say?
I'm going to retrieve that amulet or whatever it's all.
Yeah, a holy symbol to Torm. Certainly. And Kifri, yeah, what were you up to?
I was saying, what are these things here? Sort of behind the axe beak. Are they statues?
Yes, they are. They're just smaller pillars of, like, architecture that seem to go with this main Crocodile Man statue that was going on.
Okay, nothing to see around here then.
Pretty much, and over past that direction, you see, hang on, yeah, so what you notice is, so a couple of latrines, which seems pretty dirty, and in them, you do notice also one humanoid that, is now just a skeleton, to which seem to have died in there, well, it's a reeking pit, but you can give me a survival to determine the nature of how he died.
Sure.
You're not too clear.
Can I don't know, check his belongings, if there's anything that identifies him?
So he's in a fairly deep latrine. You can go in there, but there is a possibility you might slip and fall into some putrid filth along with this corpse, but you may absolutely give me a small acrobatics check just to nimble your way down there.
I might skip that.
Okay.
I'm only short, I'd be in over my head.
I mean, literally. But yeah, certainly. So, with that, you guys basically surmise the long and short amount of this site. So, you figure you pretty much seen all there is to see. So now all that's left is the small matter of the shrine that's upon this cleft.
Can I take a look at the statue, see if there's any markings or engravings?
There are not. Those are just simple pillars. In fact, no, I was wrong. I'm very sorry. The side map shows me that I'm wrong. They actually are smaller tents, which are surprising me, but tents they are indeed. So, apologies for that.
Before I come up and join the group, I'm going to cut off a piece of the tent that I'm standing next to, and then I'm going to cut off the head of the snake, wrap the head of the snake in the cloth-like tent material, put it in my pack.
Okay. Sorry, in my head, I thought you were recreating a cloth snake, and you were going to magic this snake to life by making it half cloth,
No.
half snake. Dude, I'd be down to see it. You want to poison a snake cloth? Bring in a necromancer. We all make this happen. That'd be pretty bad.
I think he just wants the poison.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Stored it.
Oh, and Mr. Ranger, with your Poisoneer's kit, you can absolutely spend some downtime to extract the venom from that snake and concoct a vial from it. So that's totally within your realm of possibility.
Yeah, that's my intention once we maybe get back to camp or something like that, so for later.
Yeah, awesome. Okay then. So Mushrib, of course, is with you. And he will admit that he has not entered this shrine. And yeah, so, pardon me. Just trying to find him. I just search Mush. You'll always find him under Mush. There we go. So yeah, Mushrib will say that he's not been in this shrine before. He can't guarantee what's awaited in there. So the best thing he can do is offer some protection from anything that might come outside. So he offers to basically be on watch for you guys.
Who has a high perception or a high wisdom?
I mean, Dalrog's pretty perceptive today.
I was asking the party.
I do.
I do.
You should probably check for traps.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea to check for traps.
There's mine.
Okay.
I believe we have a passive wisdom of 13.
Interesting.
Nope.
Right.
Is it dark inside there?
Yes, it is unlit, so it is kind of dark, and it's clouded with cobwebs and stuff. So, yeah, everybody gets a perception in. Although, Mr. Sylvan, you look as though you're keeping in the back with Mushrib at this present moment.
I'll cast light.
Yep, Kifri.
So I can see as well.
Yeah, you will all ace it. So, yeah, in this area, you see a ceiling that's pretty high to about 23 feet high that's draped with cobwebs, and a stone tile floor that's covered in a thick layer of mud and creepers and blown in leaves. So yeah. So taking this into account, eventually, yeah, Mr. Sylvan, you can't help but notice that, the floor seems as though it might be rigged in a way where it can be, like, pushed down and a trap would occur. So what would happen is one of you guys would go across this floor and something might trigger a trap door, and then someone would probably fall deeper down the ground. And you can see, you know this because there's some signs that a ledge will remain around the outside of this pit that would otherwise open up.
So is it more than one tile on the floor, or is it just like one specific tile that we can go around or over?
There's several. So what you can tell is it's basically the sum of this corridor here, this section right here.
So that 2x2 section then.
Yes.
Sorry, 10 foot by 10 foot. Okay. And you said there was a like a ledge along the side.
Not yet, but when the trapdoor opens, a ledge will reveal itself.
Okay, so I will take my staff and I'll push into the floor without getting close to it.
Certainly, you can do so. Okay, so when you poke your staff in, the trap that you recognize doesn't seem to activate.
I may need more weight than that.
Yeah, probably.
I mentioned that I'm able to cast levitate on a person, and they could potentially levitate over the trap.
Yeah, absolutely. If you choose to do so, you may totally do that. You just have to declare it.
I'm waiting for a volunteer.
I'll do it. I've got a good athletics. I can grab the ledge if need be.
All right, I go ahead and that was Durandal, right?
No,
that was Dalrog.
Okay, sorry. So I cast levitate on Dalron.
I'm gonna move up, and you said it's like right here, right? And I'm gonna use sort of like push it while I've got the levitate spell on me to try and get it to activate.
Yeah. So I want it understood. You are the same as an astronaut in 0G. When you kind of like float around in here, you're not making much headway into bringing a sum of force down onto the ground before you like float off. You imagine you could kick off the ceiling with a bit of shenanigans and like charge down at the pit or at the tile, but because of the nature of the spell, unlike fly, you're not able to put what you would consider a sufficient amount of force onto the ground.
He can move by pushing or pulling against a fixed object, like a wall.
Yes, he
Or
can.
surface within reach.
Yes, he may and he can. Just like an astronaut would.
Okay, I'm going to use my hands against the side of the wall here and push down with my feet to try and activate the trap here.
Absolutely. Make me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Wonderful. So, as you try to do so, the thick mud on the ground causes your boots to slip, which in essence gets you to sort of tumble awkwardly once over, and you are unsuccessful in getting the trap door to activate.
We have an immovable rod, don't we? Somebody
You
has
do.
one?
You
Yes.
absolutely do. And it is the tool for the job.
All right.
Who is
All right,
in
we need
possession
it.
of that?
The mystic is. So I will toss the movable rod to the dwarf.
Excellent. So, Mr. Dwarf, please mark in your possessions an immovable rod.
All right. I am going to go ahead and set the rod against the wall and also against the ground and continue to sort of ledge them against each other.
Yeah, so because of this magical item property, you could literally just put it horizontally above your head or at head level and then like reverse bench press it. All it takes is a button press, and the rod fixedly sticks in the same rotation, yaw, and pitch you set it in space. And yeah,
I'm gonna set it perfectly, sort of like somewhat in the middle of where I think the trap is.
yes,
And that way, if somebody needs to jump across, to grab it and use it to jump across, they can do so. And I will set it in place and then sort of bench press down into the ground.
yes, you do so, and you may make a athletic. No, hang on. No. Yeah, after all this work, eventually you do cause the doors to cave in, and when they do, you see a 20-foot pit reveal beneath your feet that ends with just a flat, dusty, empty little pit. No spikes or anything, but it would be difficult for a creature to climb out of. But yeah, you're able to manage to get through this part, at least, and there is now a 10-foot pit with a 20-foot drop now visible.
And a little dwarf floating above it.
Yes. Well, not a little dwarf, actually. Boom. There you go. That's better.
Okay.
And there's a ledge along the side, is there?
Yes, there is. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Well, that's lost to the map layer now. That's really good and lost. Oh, fantastic.
Maybe draw a shape.
I'm gonna see if I can recover it. Oh, no. Oh God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we better check for traps on this next section.
God damn it. Oh. It's fine.
Is the ledge wide enough for me to walk across? Can't give that a go. There
So
is.
yeah, everybody is able to shimmy across these ledges. I can't move these. Oh, I've ruined it. I'm gonna ruin this if I try more.
It's an earthquake.
Ah! Cholt erupts with a volcano and earthquake. It's all hell. Nah, there's a pit there. You guys know it. Oh, I've actually found it. Great. Anyway, yeah, so, time for people to tell me what they're up to.
I am going to move up to the edge here of where since I'm still levitating.
Yes, you're
And
still
I
over the
will-
pit.
I will attempt a perception since I seem to be doing really well and continue to do really well.
Holy fucking shit, you really do. Alright then.
You're rogue.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what you notice in the next segment over, around all these cobwebs, is some alcoves where some scythes would otherwise be sticking, well, would attempt to jab at whoever passes through them. And you're perceptive enough to realize that you could jam a hammer into, or you could jam by hammering spikes or metal blades into the niches, and basically succeed on 4 separate strength checks to hammer the metal solidly enough. And you can jam these scythes into their sockets.
Well, I do have... You said hammers, particularly?
That's just the description I have, but you can definitely make some efforts to hammer in these scythes, and it reduces their potency in the way that you would be able to break them.
Alright, well I imagine I could use the back end of my hand axe to act as sort of a makeshift hammer.
So, as it reads, you could be jammed by hammering spikes or metal blades into the niches, as described here.
Okay, in that case, I will definitely use my hand axes to try to... I'm not really using them anyway, so yeah. Do I know how long these scythes? Do they have a 10-foot reach, or can I jam one side?
So, in each alcove that's visible to you, you're going to need to wedge something in there. And for their reach, difficult. But anyway, when you drift through, because you're not touching the floor, you don't activate these traps. So you actually have a great position to try to sort them out. Now you have 2 hand axes, so you may stop 2 of the scythes or 2 of the alcoves. So I want you to pick those 2, and then I need subsequent athletics check, please.
Okay, I am going to jam it into this first section here on either side.
You may pick 1 of the 4 alcoves each time.
All right, the one nearest to me here.
Okay, wonderful. Please make that. You ace it, and you wedge your hand axe nicely in a way that you think is going to soften the blow of these scythes. When you do so, the scythe in its trap juts out from you, but your position still gives you the edge of avoiding it. Next up, I want to know the other scythe you're going to deal with, please.
Alright, I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to do this one on the opposite side here.
Yeah, excellent. Please give me another athletics. Okay, yeah. And you again are able to subdue this scythe as well, and able to jam the mechanism a bit. But you are out of hand axes at this point.
Okay, does anybody else, I'm going to shout to the rest of my group, does anybody else have anything that we can jam into the last 2 scythes?
A crowbar would be excellent.
The immovable thing.
Let me check, yeah.
Do we want to leave the immovable rod here, or
we definitely need to
over the pit to help people, or...
As long as we don't forget to
I suppose we could attach a rope to it.
You could do all sorts with an immovable rod. The limit is your own imagination.
I have a short sword we can jab in there if you want, if you need something.
Okay,
that would do it.
I will take the short sword, and I will also take this immovable rod out from over the top here, and I will come up to this first one and jam the short sword into this one right here.
Yeah, beautiful. Go ahead and make that athletics check. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And then finally you choose to use the other, you use the immovable rod there, don't you?
Oh.
No, that's fine. You believe that when you lock the mechanism, when you believe you lock the immovable rod there, that the mechanism seems ready to be jammed there and will not lash out at you.
Question: how long has it been at this point?
So at this point, I'm gonna say that you're at the edge of your levitate, so it is about time that you did go down to the ground.
I'll call out a warning saying that it's about to wear off.
Whoa, okay, so Mr. Sylvan, why did you just jump across then?
I followed along the edge of the pit.
Yes, but there is an acrobatics check involved in that, which I will need you guys to make. It is a ledge to which you can shimmy across as described, but you do need to make a bit of a check or go to flying.
I am going to cast bark skin on myself and then turn into a giant spider.
I twinkle total cross.
Okay, so since the druid has opted. Okay, so first Dalrog. So Mr. Sylvan, there is some sort of okay. So Kifri, okay, you do a nat 20, which I didn't appreciate before. That's pretty excellent. So yeah, you go across, absolutely undisturbed. Now Miss Kifri, not Kifri, Miss Brightheart, there is 23 foot of ceiling available to you. So you can be above these guys, 10 feet above them in fact, without like interfering with their space. And because of all the spider webs around the place, you can easily manage your way around here if you so wanted. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, that was the plan.
Excellent. Let's get a giant spider out. So I've got giant spider and I have giant wolf spider.
Regular spider.
Just a regular spider? You don't want to be a giant spider?
Just a regular giant spider, not a wolf spider.
A regular giant spider, they say.
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Just your ordinary run-of-the-mill giant spider, you know.
Just your ordinary, everyday superhero trying to save the world. Yeah. So, I'm basically going to consider you at the 23 feet as you have this giant spider looming down at you. And as you wild shape, Rocket kind of goes over to Mushrib as your climbing is a bit difficult for him to balance on top of.
Okay.
But yeah, so Kifri, you want to kind of make your way across now, and you also ace the acrobatics, so I'll make room for you and you come across. Now then, for those that have come over here, whoa, you're everywhere. Yeah, now for those that are here, the jammed mechanisms that are in place all activate now that you have hit the ground. Now, you have successfully jammed them, to which has reduced their damage, except for one. So firstly, dealing with each aside, let me just, yep. Well, actually, first, Mr. Dalrog. Yep, no, you're okay. Miss Kifri. Okay, yeah, Miss Kifri. You do take 1 point of piercing damage as just the edge of the scythe catches you on the hip. But, you know, this is no more than a bee sting at this point.
Not a paper cut.
Yeah, really. Honestly. And Mr. Mystic. Yeah, you will also receive 2 points of damage as, again, just the side of this scythe nicks at you from the corner, but this jamming that's been done to it still takes into effect and doesn't lash out at you entirely. Anyway, up ahead, you see a puzzle floor. So, yeah, there is a 7-foot high ledge above the area on the north side, which, yep, is, whoa, hang on. I've lost track of you. Hang on, there we go. Yeah, there's a ledge on the north side here. And the area leads to a 16-foot high terrace. The floor which is tiled in a number of 4x4 patterns of squares. there's just enough room for a person to stand at the top of the ledge without stepping on the tiles, but beyond that, the pattern covers the floor from wall to wall. Clear back to another 7-foot high ledge that separates this section of hall from the area beyond, which is a closed off door. Yeah. The wooden door has a similar 4x4 pattern carved onto it. A character... everybody's kind of small at the moment. You kind of figure like somebody could get... it's because of this like netting thing here that drops the tile floor down and stuff. Or, no, raises it, sorry. To see it, somebody ought to be on somebody's shoulders in order to get the full image.
Alright,
I'll probably tell us
Sure,
what's
alright.
over here right now.
Alright, get over here.
Wouldn't our druid be able to get a really pretty good image from the roof?
They do, and it's an upside down image and sideways, but even then, they can't communicate being a spider.
Yeah, I can't talk right now.
So yeah, who mounts whose shoulders?
I'm apparently probably the tallest one that's over here right now, so...
Yeah, aren't you a high elf or something?
I'm saying I'm probably gonna say the bard, because I'm sure the dwarf weighs way too much.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption. So Miss Kifri, you climb atop your high elf buddy's shoulders, nice and comfortably. He's a bit frail, but he does the trick nicely. So you're gonna see the entire pattern. But a guy from a normal height can't see the bottom row of the pattern on the door. So it requires you standing on someone's shoulder in order to see the pattern on the door.
okay. Is there anything highlighted on the pattern which would tell us which stones to step on?
So there's one square at the bottom row of the door that that glows faintly. Yeah, there's one that glows faintly. And it seems to be the third from the left, bottom row, square.
Okay, I will tell the dwarf then that he should stand on the 1/3 from the left, hopefully.
So in order to do this, what needs to be done is to get ready along the ledge and to then just hop on down. But before that happens, might be worth you guys discussing what this pattern might mean.
Is there a handout that shows us the pattern, maybe?
No, it's mostly just of these tiles with one that's faintly glowing. The one that's glowing might mean the one to avoid or the one to trigger.
Yeah, is there any kind of hint that tells us which?
Only that, only the pattern of squares on the door and the one that's glowing on the door. That seems to correspond with the tiles here.
Since it's on the door, I think we should be standing on the glowing one.
Okay, then who opts to be the tribute?
I can do it since it's my idea.
Brilliant. You, Kifri,
We have lots of
get
hit points.
inspiration.
I can do it. I can do it. I got the hit points to spare. Let me test it first.
Okay, brilliant. So, yeah. The matter here is that you need to raise yourself a bit, so you have to shimmy along one of the edges, and then you kind of will drop down onto that tile. So, firstly, make your way up for me.
Okay, it's third from the left, so I'm imagining it's on the left side.
Oh, I want you to draw for me which tile you think it is.
You said third from the left.
I did. On the bottom row of the door. So draw it for me. So just so we can be precise.
So I think it's that one. If I'm looking at the door, and third from the left will be that one on the bottom row.
Okay, Mr. Darrog, will you please...
Assuming I'm looking at it in that way.
Yeah, you are looking at it in that way as you imagine, yes. So, Mr. Darrog, will you please kindly get yourself on that ledge and then jump down to the tile that Kifri has described?
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Excellent. It's only like a 7-foot ledge, but what you didn't expect was that these tiles are particularly small for your pretty broad feet. So I would like an acrobatics check to show that you don't trigger any other tiles. Okay. So, you do land on the correct tile. However, fire suddenly bursts from around the walls, and in this case, it's only you that is affected. Whoops. A sudden burst of fire erupts on both sides of the walls and stream their way down in a horrific blast into the tiled floor and deals a sum of 25 points of damage. But with your foot still on that block, you notice that the door does open.
Ouch, that hurt.
Yep.
Sorry.
And then, what happened? Oh, excuse me. I jumped the gun to say the door did open. Next up, another tile does open as well. As in, another tile begins to glow before you. This one in... 1 second. Yes, so this one occurs on the second from the top row, and it is the 4th tile from the left.
Oh, a new tile is glowing now on the door?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes,
so
it
that
does.
will be this tile. So
Well,
did
bad
you
things
avoid
happened
me?
last time you touched one of the glowing ones.
So,
Or was that just because you accidentally hit an extra tile?
it seemed as though it was because he accidentally hit an extra tile.
Okay.
Alright, we have extra health potions, don't we? Or does somebody have an extra heal that they can throw me?
I can throw a heal.
Oh, there's something to note. The tile that glows on the door, the first one, remains. And then it's this newer one that has now been added.
Oh, lovely.
How much damage you take?
25.
Alright, I'm gonna do a heal with recieve. Oh, that sucked.
Oh.
Sorry. 10 points of damage. 10 points of healing.
There is also one more trait. When this first block is activated, this this whole platform rises by another foot or so. Now Kifri and Mr. Mystic, you're still equal enough height that you can still see over the lip of this, but the height of which does make it a bit more difficult for you.
Okay, so might need some help from the other guys then, if it keeps getting higher.
Not yet, but maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna do some healing on the dwarf, I think.
I shout encouraging words from across the pit. Hey guys, you're doing great!
Excellent. So, yeah, you give some heals to your dwarf companion.
That's 18 total.
So, do we think we should try stand on the other glowing one?
Yes, but it seems like, I mean, the setup is that you might need somebody else to stand on the other one?
Well, you have 2 feet, so you reckon you can stretch across, which is just a matter of 5 foot. Oh yeah, it is a 5 foot stretch, and you're a dwarf.
It is a 5 foot
too.
stretch, and I'm a dwarf. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's kind of stumpy.
Have you ever played Twister before?
Dwarves are not very good at Twister. Let me tell you.
We have a sorcerer and a ranger way over there. They can come over and join us.
Yeah, they
I can jump down now if somebody else wants to come across and have a look at these symbols.
Sure, one of them has a nice long ride.
And you know, my shoulders are. I mean, I'm stubby a little bit, so I could act as a stepping stone, like one for a halfling or somebody else.
Druid, are you okay? You're getting a lot of background noise.
I don't know what that is.
It was just sounding like heavy breathing, but that's all.
Oh, you know what? I think it's my headphone rubbing against my jacket.
Ah, that's understandable. Not to worry, was just asking. So please continue, Daddy Dwarf, with the plan.
Somebody could step on my shoulder, and you did say this next ledge was raised a little bit?
Yes, I did. So rather, this whole platform here is higher than this ledge and this ground here. So you, dwarf, are currently quite raised up.
Okay.
Okay, well I'll jump down and get the next tile.
Certainly. So, Kefia, you climb over and you move there. Now, because of the acrobatics you have shown before, and being a nimble halfling, I won't incur a check. And you do plant, there seems to be enough room for 1 foot, but in your case, well, I mean, halflings have reasonable sized feet despite their smaller bodies, so it does pretty much seem like it's room for 1 foot. And, you manage to do so, and you do so pretty well. And what happens is that the tiled floor raises a bit higher to a point where the mystic will not be able to see over it at all, and all he can see is you guys. And another tile on the door begins to light up rather. It seems to be the second row from the top, and it's the first tile on the left.
There's one directly in front of me then.
No, that will be. I'll draw it. I'll draw it. That would be this one.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
I guess in front of you, but you can't see it, Mr. Mystic. In fact, I don't think you can see the door at this point. The platform at this point is about 8 to 9 feet high.
Alright, we're going to need some of you guys to come over then to help us.
Should we test our theory that each person needs to stand on one?
Is this 10-foot distance?
Yeah, as it measures out.
I can cast. I guess I can put up I can put stairs up.
Yeah, you can totally create some stairs to climb your way to this ledge, or to climb and balance yourself on the ledge, but if you want to create a cloud stair, you may absolutely do so.
That'd be very easy to help.
Yeah.
In 10-foot by 10-foot area.
Yeah, you do it. You do it in this area, I imagine. And you make your cloud stairs here.
We're over in this area. We're working on this area over here where the grid's at, though, right? I'm already across that pit.
You're a little bit quiet, Mr. Mystic.
Okay, the head moved.
That's okay.
I've already crossed the pit, so I need to worry more about I'm thinking more of in the lines of stairs to go up to the 9-foot platform that's over here off the grid.
No, I follow you. Yeah, you can make some stairs to see over this ledge yourself, so you can absolutely do that.
Okay, so I do that.
Okay, brilliant. You can only make it to a maximum of about 20 feet high, as you will hit the ceiling before then. with your spider buddy not too far off from this, but you go up and you can perfectly see their situation, and you can perfectly see the door from this height.
Okay, so I see. So I guess one of us needs to be stepping on that one square, correct?
That's up for you to tell me.
That's what we're assuming, yes.
Okay, so I will step onto that one step, or that one square.
Okay, so given the nature of how you prepare this, which is that you make a spiral staircase of cloud, I will need you to basically hop over this 10-foot gap, which shouldn't really be too difficult, especially since you can be a little bit higher, but I will ask an acrobatics check nonetheless. Yes, so you ace it, and you land right there. And yet again, when you do so, no damaging spell triggers. And then another tile begins to glow. This one at the third row from the top, and one down, which basically is this platform right here.
I'm going to step over with my other foot onto that one because I am almost 6 foot tall. So
Yeah,
I got pretty good stride.
Don't worry, you can easily do that. And when you do, the platform falls down as all the tiles light up, and so does the door, lighting up entirely as the door opens and gives way to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm very quickly going to step off this and get into the door. Can I search for traps before I go through?
Certainly.
You guys gonna stay back there and hang out and watch the door?
Yeah, you guys are doing great. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Am I too big to squeeze through that door?
No, you're not. You can definitely go through that.
Okay.
So, Kifri, there are no traps.
Right, I'll step through then.
But with that perception, I will award you the following. The floor of this dusty 40-foot high, 20-foot wide chamber is littered with dinosaur bones. Webs stretched from the walls to a 30-foot tall central pillar coiled around which is a narrow stone staircase. Its steps covered with dust. Carved into the pillar are reliefs of men carrying a crocodile. The reliefs follow the stairs to the top of a pillar on which sits a large, beautiful ceramic jug.
Maybe we should send our spider friend in first, so she can communicate if there's any spiders in there.
I mean, Miss Spider, if you so chose, you can make these lesser spiders see you as their god, much like you did with the toad back there, you know? But with all these spider webs, you do finagle your way around the place very easily. And from your perspective, this jug looks absolutely tremendous. It does look beautiful.
Of course, she can't tell us that, so we're going to go ahead and, I guess, make our own way over there to kind of explore it.
Wow, this is actually really hilarious. Wow. Wow. So, who is in possession of the alchemy jug?
I am.
This is another alchemy jug.
Sweet.
Alchemy jug.
Yes. Carry 2 of them.
Then I can make even more beer.
And honey and poison. Wow. Yeah. But you guys have come all this way, so why not? So the staircase around here is only 2 feet wide, and each step is about 1 foot higher than the one below it. So yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so how do you guys approach this?
Could I reach if I were on the ceiling right above it, could I, like, use, I don't know, some sticky spider powers to grab it, or is it too far?
Do you have any sticky spider powers?
I don't know. I don't have the sheet right now.
Well, I mean, you do have web. I will share this with you. Sticky spider powers. So you do have a 5-foot range web lashing that you could do to pull something off. You certainly could definitely try some of that. Yeah.
Or if that doesn't reach, could you dangle the web and dangle the halfling off the end?
I could try.
So yeah, you have a web like strike that you can do, which you could totally go for if you wanted to.
I think the easiest thing is just to web strike the jug directly.
Yeah, totally. Hang on. Okay. Okay, so I would like you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please, with the giant spider stats.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a massive failure. As
yes,
you take 21 points of thunder damage as the jug refuses to move and magic lashes out at you angrily and strikes you as you are punished for trying to trick this trial.
I am going to make my way away from the jug and out of the room.
What's that?
I'm going to make my way away from the jug and out of the room.
Yeah, fair enough. You make your way out.
Yes.
Out as you want to go. And you can emerge a giant spider. But for everybody else...
I'm just gonna head directly outside.
Yeah, that's fine. You've had enough of this place. You maybe have some fun crawling around this statue and like poke at the face and whatnot of this giant statue for fun.
Yeah, it seems like something I'd do.
Yeah. So for other people, what do you guys get up to in this room now?
Could I try shooting the jug off with my crossbow if someone's around to catch it after?
You may absolutely attempt so. Roll me an attack.
I sense that this is a trial that is probably intended that we have to do it the right way, otherwise you're gonna get attacked.
Alright, are there any
go
clues?
So when you take an inspection of the staircase, you notice the reliefs of the man carrying the crocodile, like you've seen before, like this temple is themed after, and so you imagine this might be a clue, especially since Choltons seem to have a thing about puzzles.
Can we look around the room for any crocodile bones?
You do not find any crocodile bones upon inspection.
Hey, Dalron, did you want to give me a piggyback and see whether we can get up that way?
Yeah, that might work, actually. Alright, let's give that a try.
Because, I mean, the other puzzle, you had to have somebody on someone's shoulders to see.
Right. So I will go ahead and lift the halfling over my shoulders.
Okay.
And sure, go ahead and test the first stair.
Nothing happens.
All right, let's go with the second one.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm going to proceed to carry the halfling all the way up the stairs to the top.
Yeah. It's a bit tricky because every step gets a little bit taller than the last one as it becomes more and more difficult to do so. But eventually you do make it all the way to the top.
Okay.
So maybe it wasn't the stairs that were trapped then. I'm gonna try taking the jug.
You do so. It's pretty heavy, but needless to say, you put the weight on Sylvan to deal, as you are a pair of hands holding tightly. But yeah, you take the jug. You're now 23 steps above with it, so 23 feet high above it with it.
All right, I will go ahead and carefully step with the halfling still on my shoulders, all the way down to the bottom.
Nothing happens, and you manage to get away with the jug.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
However, let me just see something. Okay. I need a acrobatics check, please, with disadvantage, please, while you're carrying this down.
For both or just Dalron?
For both. I wasn't realizing it was Dalrog that was doing it.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm gonna catch it when it comes down.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need a second here. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, just, giving this a read. So basically, nothing happens. Though your dexterity is a bit shaky, nothing happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
Party tonight then.
Is there anything else in those fights we need to look at, maybe possibly? Or is that what it is?
You're pretty far from the mic still, Mr. Mystic, but aside from the bones, there's not really much left to see.
I guess we're done in here then.
Yeah, yes you are.
I want to retrieve my rod on the way out.
Yeah, we should do that carefully, one at a time.
Yeah, totally. Okay then, so who goes to retrieve the rod?
You guys should exit first. And then we can do this.
Okay, so Kefri.
Each one.
Whoops. Well, okay, Kefri, you're safe. Mr. Sylvan. Yeah, you're fine. Mr. Dalrog. So you're on standby to basically retrieve this rod. So I would like you to give me a acrobatics check, please.
Can I do anything to help him as well?
Dexterity saving throw, sorry. And Miss Bard, you have already crossed over, so you are there. But you, as a bard, can bestow upon him a bardic inspiration.
Sure, I'll do that.
Excellent.
Alright, well, yeah, first I'm retrieving the rod.
Okay.
Oh.
So you retrieve it and you fail that roll. And so what happens is that the mechanism will spring from its place and will strike its deadly scythes at you, rather. And we'll do 21 points of slashing damage at you as the scythe suddenly crashes through you and slices through your midsection.
Ouch.
Yes.
I'm gonna hold my breath for a moment, and I'm just gonna wave to everybody I'm alright. I gotta get out of here.
You hold your breath, you fill your lungs with air, and a gush of blood spills out of you as you're hooked nastily upon this scythe.
Alright, I retrieve the rod, and I'm going to go ahead and toss it across, and you know what? I'm just gonna leave the short sword and my two hatchets, because
it's fine with me.
So just to reiterate, you toss the rod across.
To me.
Yes.
Okay, you toss the rod at Sylvan.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. You now begin to shimmy across the little ledge that's on the side.
You know what? Screw it. He's had a bad enough time. I'll just cast levitate on him again.
Okay, fair enough. You cast levitate, and with the rod and with the ledge and with home just in sight, you go over the other side of the ledge, where your giant buddies, giant spider and buddies are all awaiting eagerly for you all.
Get 14 hit points back.
Yeah, marvelous.
Figured with the way you'd been rolling, you needed a little boost.
Yep, I did.
So do we want to do anything with this X-Beak, or are we done here?
You're pretty much done here. And
I
will award you a level up.
Right? Yay!
Nice.
Trap rune defeated.
Yes.
Can we as well take a rest while we're here? Since we're
yeah, certainly. You may absolutely take a rest if you so chose.
Cool, and I can use a Song of Rest to give you some extra hit points if you gain any.
Wonderful.
So an extra 1d6 if you use a hit dice to get some hit points.
We got a handy little campfire to sit around.
Yes, you have got the remains to work on, so you can definitely set it alight once again and get comfy around it. Musharib shrugs at you guys as he goes, find anything good?
Nope.
No? Oh, that's a shame, lads.
Nothing that I'm sharing.
Sorry?
Nothing I'm sharing if his dwarf friends want to steal things from us.
Oh, what? He's a bro. He's a bro.
Not one decided yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So who's getting the alchemy jug?
It's very hard to hide a jug that size, let it be said.
Yeah, especially when you're my size, but, you know.
Actually, who has the current jug?
I have the current jug.
Give it to Dalron since he took so much damage getting it.
He's the one that has it. He has the first one.
I have the first one. I mean, I don't mind as long as we use the second one for more beer. Then it doesn't matter.
How about we give the second one to the ranger and he can use it for poison, and you can use the first one for beer. That way
there we
they don't
go.
get mixed. You can do beer and honey.
Granted, the way the jug works, I don't know if you've seen the image for it. Basically, it has a stout for basically each different type of thing, like honey or poison.
Oh,
or
that's right.
Whatever.
But you never thought you'd see two alchemist jugs. Nah.
No. But yeah, I'll just use it whenever anyone asks for whatever they want. There's no limit on what it'll do, really, is there?
I made a drunken boxer monk with my my dwarf.
You had a constant supply too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a dwarf, so you could probably run through that quite well. So yeah. Anyway, you guys rest up, and then from what you can gather to be a pleasant little meander through a somewhat deadly, like, trapped dungeon, there's still places you can travel to throughout the day. And this little venture hasn't taken up too much of your time, where you can head back into the river and carry on your way.
So everybody, did we still want to visit Camp Vengeance, or are we going straight on to Mambala? What do you think?
I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Yeah, you've got a couple of days travel to reach there, so you can do so. And
we gotta kind of go through that anyways to get to Mambala, so...
Alright, so let's do that.
It was a small matter of wondering if that's where you start heading out on foot. But no, fair enough. You spend 2 days canoeing, and you finally reach Camp Vengeance. Now then. Doobity-boop. Bibbidi-boppity-beep. Yeah, so unlike Camp Righteous, Camp Vengeance seems to be a pretty well fortified camp, and it seems to have a variety of it has like a large ring of upturned cut tree posts that surround the outside of it, and that seems to keep it nicely tucked away. So through the foliage you see crude timber fortification a walled compound with watchtowers and tents inside it, encircled by a ditch bristling with sharpened stakes. A large gatehouse faces the river, on the shore of which are 4 rowboats tied to a wooden post, now 6 if you include your own. Scattered around the fort are piles of charred human corpses and flayed animal carcasses swarming with flies. But yeah, you guys begin your way over here.
Oh, can't see anything again.
Yeah, it's just the membership stuff. It's just always going to be an issue.
That's really weird.
It's because it's offering you like people perception, lighting up like stuff. It's just not worth it.
I've got it now anyway.
Yes. So everybody, you're over there by these little canoes. Yes, leveling yourselves up would be helpful right now.
Alright, might be a little distracted while we're doing that.
Yeah, don't worry. This is not a... Well, unless you guys choose to suddenly become evil, chaotic evil, you shouldn't be in any trouble of, like, being held behind or whatever. But, yeah, upon entry, yeah, so firstly dealing with the boats here. Yeah. It just is of rowboats and canoes that have been along this river. Yeah. Oh, yeah, everyone's doing this. Yeah, so when you approach the gatehouse, these 2 guards that are perched atop it are looking down over at you. Yeah, sorry. Oh, hang on. Have I got this mixed up? Don't know. I'm sorry, I need a moment to read. So, these guys...
No problem, we're distracted anyway.
Yeah. So, the gatehouse consists of a ground level entryway and an upper level that serves as an armory, with these 2 guys standing above, overlooking the main gate, because it seems to be reliably dry, and a roofless fighting platform which these 2 guys are on. The rampart under the palisade impedes the camp's drainage. Yeah, so what you're noticing is that this place seems to be surrounded by several mounds of puddles here and there. Mr. Darrog, are you doing your hit points? Because if so, you click your hit point section of your character sheet, and that D12 is missing your Constitution modifier too. There you go. You have, yeah, Durandale's done it right, and well done, Durandale. There you go, Mr. Daron.
You allow me to take the 6 from before, or?
No, you'll take this 6 with the +3. Because that's your roll done correctly. Ooh, Kifri, wonderful.
Wow.
So yeah, these 2 watchmen look at you in earnest and seem to press you for what you're here to do and who you've come for. But seeing as you're not hostile, they're gonna be a little bit relaxed, and they're just going to ask you what you're here to do and who you are. For anyone that's willing to answer.
So we're all too excited leveling, I think.
Ah, yeah.
Very true.
I'll just tell them we're passing through, and decided to stop here and check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, just to like check it out. These guys are a little bit suspicious. They would feel a lot better if you guys had any particular purpose to visit them with. So with that in mind, they're going to chat with you, but they're not particularly forthcoming on opening the gates for you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
I'll just say we've been travelling for a long time, and we're looking for supplies if they have any. Looking to trade.
They will say, no, very sorry, but we have no trade and commerce going on here. We're very much to soldier supplies that we get in, and what we lack in forthcoming supplies, we make do ourselves, and we have nothing to trade. I'm sorry.
How about information?
The soldiers will look to you. You seem very friendly enough, so they will reply, "What do you need to know?" We'll maybe fill in the gaps for you.
We're making our way down to Mbala, and we'd like to get some information, what you guys might know about that area.
They both look back shocked, as both will be very off-put by the mention of Mbala. They will say, that mad crone lives solitary life atop the plateau near here. None of us dare go near her. And that's their way of saying they don't know jack about Mbala.
Okay. What can you tell us about the Naga?
They will scratch their cheeks at this, and you actually notice that as they're scratching, they've got some rashes on them, and they seem to have some particular diseases going on with them, but they will say, we don't know what you're on about with a Naga. Got no idea, sorry.
Name of that place? Olunga?
Oh, Olunga. Well, yeah, it's to the west of here. I suppose now is about the right time to be making your way inland, I suppose.
I'm going to step forward, and as I notice that they have this kind of some sort of rashes or disease ridden, or they look sickly for some reason, I'm going to use that information, and I'm going to say, oh, we're so glad that we made it finally. Luckily, we found you out here. We've been traveling the wilds with our mystical healer, who is coming to help all of the different camps around Chult to help solve the spread of disease and poison. Her name is the wonderful Brightheart. Have you never heard of her? She's here to help you. If you'd let us in, she'll be able to tend to your wounds and take care of your sick and wounded. And I'm gonna roll a deception.
Oh, Mr. Durandal! Oh,
nice.
You get inspiration, man. Wow. Holy fuck. Wow. Kifrit, look, Brightheart, you better be ready to show you're the best in the land.
I mean, to be fair, I probably would heal them if they asked nicely.
Do you have Lesser Restoration as a spell?
No. I
have what's called Restore Health, which is basically the same thing.
Lesser Restoration.
Yeah, you guys are maybe going to have to do a little bit of magician magic here to fake Brightheart's amazing restorative healing properties.
Isn't there a 0-level spell called Prestidigitation or whatever that you could use for that?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay.
Whew. Alright then, so...
I would just say I'm the assistant, and I'll help out by casting the useless spell of Lesser Restoration.
I will as well.
Dancing lights and things.
So, you are playing on their basic needs to feel healthier. Perhaps their illness has them forgetting the part where you said, we're just passing through, you know. And so you completely 180 this story to say that you are, here to actually help them out. To which the guards seem immediately won over, and they open the gates and let you guys in. They take it in turns, and he goes, Okay, can you let me in first? Can you deal with me first, please? As he looks to you, Brightheart, intently for some heals, as he basically opens his mouth wide and goes, I swear I've had these wrigglers in my throat for so long. It's really
I'll walk over to him, and I'll grab his, I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to cast, what was it called again? Restore Health.
Yep.
And
while he is doing that, I'm gonna say something in Druidic and kind of like make some hand gestures at him, so he thinks I'm the one doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't know anything better. So while it kind of is like, if this was like a baptism or like a, an exorcism, Sylvan is acting like the muscle, and you're the one saying Sancti Patri Spiritus Sancti. That's basically how this is kind of going right now. And after you cast that, the guy throat clears up. He gives like a cough, a nasty cough, to which these thick leeches spill out of his throat and die on the ground. And he looks far less paler than what he did earlier, as he goes, I'm cured. Oh, thank God, it's been so long. I can breathe. Oh, thank you so much. And
he is amazing.
Yeah, and the guy beside him is like, okay, my turn, please. I've been really. He can't finish his sentences, as he seems to have been stricken by something you recognize, which is the mad monkey fever. As he seems very antsy on his feet.
You want this one, Kithri?
Yep, I'll wander over and ask him to kneel down so I can actually reach him. Put my hands on his face and then cast Lesser Restoration.
Yeah, brilliant. No, excellent. The guards look relieved and they go, oh, thank you so much. We have a field hospital with the sick and dying, and they can absolutely use your help. Sister Sias is the staunch defender for us. But we do we have our commander Breakbone, who's here, and he can allocate you to where you're needed. But you can see Sister Sias immediately in tent over yonder, as they point to this tent over here.
I'm gonna say, well, please escort Brightheart and her assistants over to that area.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I just want you to know you do have your inspiration. As Mushrib chooses to be quiet, but you do hear the chuckling voice of Sparky, who goes, way to go over there. Didn't think you'd pull that one off. So anyway, yeah. Brightheart, Kithri, and Sylvan, I'm going to have you all go into this tent, basically, as this nurse woman, this Cholton female, along with a bed ward person will basically be around, as she's busy trying to rechange damp flannels and what on all these soldiers that are all around there. What you notice is across some of their uniforms, you can see symbols. You can see symbols of a blue hand, which seems to be a resemblance of a gauntlet, or in fact might resemble Torm as well.
Yeah, I guess we saw that at the other camp, didn't we?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you did see signs of that. So your likely assumption is that this is the this is where the camp relocated after that one got devastated.
Okay, cool.
So I'll ask the healer why they've got so many sort of health problems. Is there some kind of curse here, or?
So Sister Sias will be the one talking back, as she is the head medic here, and she will just say, it's just the jungle. It's just carried across all of the insects that fly around, and also our camp here seems to attract the puddles everywhere, which the leeches thrive in, and we can't get too clear water without purifying it before the slugs get in and infect the people. It's just the jungle.
Sounds horrible.
Oh,
Can you set some rain catchers up? That might help.
No, it would have. We presumed that we had to cut out a box of provisions for them, as we planned to be on the river, so we thought we would just dissolve the water away. But the leeches are just so stubborn that they couldn't be purified easily enough.
Okay, well I'll give her my rain catcher, as that might help just a tiny bit.
She appreciates it, but it won't do too much good. These guys have set up these like open-topped barrels here, which is basically doing the work of one of your rain catchers by several more gallons. And she appreciates the gesture, but she'd rather you put your healing magic to some of these disease-ridden soldiers that are around the place. These guys also seem to be like, a few of them are twitching while a few are shivering while intensively like burning up on their like beds. And so you can expect that all spell slots that can be used to do lesser restoration is going to be used up. This includes any higher level casts that of lesser restoration that could be done. So use up all your spell slots of second level or higher, basically, and all your side points, Mr. Mystic, of 3 or more, basically, as there are more than enough guards in need of your healing spells.
Well, I can do it on 9 guards because there's no increase in the psi on that, so it's 3 flat. So
no, fair enough.
Yeah, I can do 4.
No, yeah, that's totally fine. And you guys are able to repair a few, fix a few people. Now, yeah, when you guys enter this tent, you see a very broad northerner that looks very much out of place. What you can see is that he is kind of distressed, and he was alerted of your coming, but it seems like he has got matters on hand as he goes, please come in. We got a lot to discuss. He says urgently as he invites you all into his tent, to which you can see a bit of a layout to Chult. And for those who want to take a moment, there's a bit more information to your player's map that we're going to fill out now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would obviously take any information from his map and put it onto my map as a pathfinding ranger.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you're able to do so, and you get some of the following information. Whoops. No, don't delete that out, please.
While the party is doing this, I'm going to stay out of the conversation and actually, are there any empty barrels around and so forth where they're filling up the water?
Those barrels are filled with water, so there's no empty ones.
Can I ask anybody in the camp if they have any extra barrels that I could pour some more fresh water and give them extra fresh water?
So there are some, and they're grateful for it. But it's like somebody's ration of water for the day, you know? It doesn't make a dent overall, but it's something. It's something.
Well, I mean, I have an alchemy jug, and it can make 8 gallons of water in an hour.
Oh, fantastic. They will... It helps somebody.
What you should do is actually you should set it up for like fresh water supply for Brightheart to continue the illusion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Here, drink this magical healing water.
Yes.
I like how I've basically become a fake healer.
Yes, I convinced them as much.
Yeah. So
we are two lackeys.
Between their experience in Camp Righteous and this new outpost, they've been doing a good job of marking out the surrounding area, to which gives a hint at the Aldani Basin, which basically you see key bits of being a marshland area, essentially. But in terms of actually like getting into the water, they don't make too much headway. So you got this like bit in the middle that's unexplored, but they can see all of the plateau of Mumbala, which they keep from. So the outskirts of that is basically explored to a point where they understand it.
That's definitely handy.
I forgot we still had the alchemist, or the priestess with us, Alkalite.
Yeah. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
She's been very quiet.
Yeah, well, she's been hanging out with Mushrib, I suppose. She has not wanted to have gotten in your way at all. So, yeah, she's just been chilling, I guess. She understands, though, that you guys are getting closer to Aldani Basin, where Grandfather Zitembe had some visions of your friends being lugged over by Azaka.
Actually, she had the visions.
She had her own visions, yes. She had some visions of some dark figures dressed in red robes that seemed to be plaguing this area. And
the Aldani Basin area?
Yes. Yeah. And it seemed to be very important to her that there was something of deep stress about this that made her want to follow them up. So, back to Commander Breakbone. When you guys come by from boat, he insists that he give you a message that he's written out, and he implores that you take this letter and that you take 7 sick soldiers back downriver to Port Nyanzaru. But when you describe that you're already fixing some of his men up, he instead is very grateful and insists that you guys stay for another day to cure the whole rest of them. Though he still has an urgent letter to return back to Port Nyanzaru.
It's probably wise that we do so, that way you guys can recover your spells.
Well, it's been a couple of days, so... Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to doing that.
Yeah, I'll reply by saying to him, very good, that is our intention, to help out your sick and wounded, as that is the mission given to Brightheart by her own deities and her own beliefs. So therefore, we do not mind staying the night. Obviously, we'll request that you give us sufficient lodging while we are here, as well as we continue our journeys through the Chult in our faith healing. We may return here from time to time just to check in to make sure that you're okay. And obviously, the dangerous jungles of Chult can be problems from time to time, so being able to stay here would be helpful as we continue to mend the sick.
He is pretty grateful for that. However, he looks back at the letter that he has, and he goes, this is very important that it reach back to the superiors over at Port Nyanzaru. Once you're done fixing the men, I'll need you to return there post-haste.
Absolutely, I'm sure we will find getting back there at some point in the next couple of weeks.
At some point? Excuse me? This is a matter that requires immediate sending. This is not to be taken lightly.
Very good. Are the contents of the letter related to the diseases?
It gives well, it's not for me to say for those that are not members of the Order of the Gauntlet, but needless to say, it is stratagems and battle tactics that I will relay to my superiors.
Ah, I see. Okay, so you need me to, as a messenger, you need me to take this to the port for you.
As soon as you're done with the injured, yes.
Very well. I'll take the letter from him.
Very good. We're glad to see that you're supporting our military effort.
Absolutely. We're here to heal the land of Chult. Which isn't a lie. It's actually true.
Ah. Okay. So then, with that being said, what do you guys get up to for the rest of the time?
Did we ever establish why they have this camp out here?
No, you did not.
Okay, so we'll probably ask him about that.
Go for it.
So, seeing as how you are being particularly helpful, this very flustered, wound-up man seems to be at a much-needed, rest. And he takes a nice deep sigh as he goes, as members of the Order of the Gauntlet, we are charged with purging the undead from Chult. That is our holy mission, by Torm himself.
Who are those people that were also going after undead that we ran into?
The Emerald Enclave. Yeah, so Emerald Enclave.
Seems like just about every good order has been trying to stop the undead and failing miserably.
Here we go.
Have you made any headway into this matter?
Yes, of course. We have purged the undead as and when we can find them when the men are not suffering from the trials of the jungle.
Do you find that the undead are just roaming the jungle, or are they hold up somewhere? We should obviously be careful to avoid them as we travel around and do our healing efforts.
Ah, you're powerful adventurers. Do not be afraid. Torm will be with you. If you find the undead, purge them as and when you can. Although, if you want a little idea about where the undead can be found, I am sure to show you. So he basically gets a map out for this portion of the discussion, as you are alerted to the same thicker areas of undead as he shows. Who is rustling on the mic? It doesn't matter. He does say that in the near area, in the reasonably near area rather, there are... Okay, hang on. Where was that? Ah, it's Druid. It's Druid again. Haha.
It's probably her jacket.
Maybe. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. It was just driving me mad trying to figure out who it was. It was like a mouse nippling at my ears. I just wanted to know why. But no, that's fine. I understand. So, he does point out, we don't know specifics, but we know there's a thick area of undead over in this location. And furthermore, we know that there is another thick mass over here. You will recognize this area by a peculiarly large rock that floats above in the sky. It's particularly off-putting and difficult to see over the miles, but our scouts have relayed what appears to be a floating heart, dripping blood, which I dismissed as something as folklore and jungle madness, honestly. But basically, cross over the Aldani Basin, and you should find the undead in fixed supply.
Very good. Do you know what's causing all of these undead to invade the land of Chult?
The undead are not recent. They have been here since a war raged on in the lands of Chult. There was one foul individual whose name I know not that ran a campaign of undeath and necromancy, whose goal it was to flood Chult in undead and to make Chult and the city of Mesro his to claim. However, his campaign was not successful, and before he could set his army loose on Cholt, he himself met some sort of unfortunate demise, and his army scattered without a leader, and now roams the jungles of Cholt.
Very good. Is there anything else that you can share with us that you've learned so far?
No. Not so much.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure you're very busy trying to run this camp. We'll help in the way that we can, and I wish you good fortune.
Yes, I want it clear, you are heading straight for Port Nyanzaru, correct?
Oh, of course, of course.
Alright, there we go. I want that deception check, please, unless you honestly mean it.
Who said of course?
Oh. That's a nat 1, Willem. That is a nat 1. Okay. Okay, so you suspect that Mr. Breakbone knows that you're lying now, but he doesn't seem to act upon it, but you feel like he knows.
Although, to be fair, I wasn't the one that's been communicating all this time.
I don't know why you gave that deception then, but I will take that nat 1 as you just, like... I mean, even if you weren't in that communication, you offered a deception check, and it was a nat 1, which is the equivalent of saying, oh no, we're not going to Port Nyanzaru, we're heading off the other way. What are you talking about? That's what a nat 1 means in deception.
Yeah, yep.
But essentially, whatever you say or whatever you respond with, you know and get the firm impression he knows, and that he is kind of tense about this.
Could we ask Sparky to take it to Port Nyanzaru?
Perhaps you could. Yeah, perhaps you could.
I'll try that then.
Right now? Oh,
well, I think I'm still with the healers, so I can't really, but
yes,
later on I will.
You are. So, by the end of the day, a tent is not offered to you, but you already had your own camping gear, and you guys can unwind in this place as you see fit. Though, you already get the feeling as though, despite the healing that you've been giving to some of the soldiers, you feel a thick tension in the air. Oh, Willem. Oh, sorry, I thought that was perception somehow, like it was another check and that was also a nat 1. But anyway, you call upon Sparky, and he seems to have been right on your shoulder all along. And he goes, howdy, what can I do for y'all? Trying out a bit of a Southern accent, but yeah, he says hello.
Yeah, I'll give him a little scratch under his chin. And,
oh, he loves it. Absolutely digs it.
Hey, I've got a job for you.
Ooh.
Could you take a letter to Port Nyanzaru for us?
And I'm gonna be right there, and I'm gonna say, and if you do, when we get back to Port Nyanzaru, I will buy you an entire cake.
He's gonna be looking at you, and it seems as though Sparky has an appreciation for how dire a situation this is, and he kind of is looking at you. He knows the distance back, as you guys do. It's a simple trip following the river, but it's 160 miles. Appreciate that in our world terms for a second. But
he's a brave little dragon.
He is a brave little dragon.
He couldn't ask anyone else to be
very brave dragon. Yeah, he's a very brave dragon, and you know what? I mean,
he will be our
just
hero.
A cake, I will get him a wedding cake.
He will say, 20 wedding cakes.
Oh, no. Come on, Sparky.
Oh, it's
I will
okay.
bake you one myself.
It's 160 miles, so a wedding cake for every 10 miles seems fair.
I think we can do something like that, and I'll go and talk to the camp chef now, see whether he's got any treats he can give you.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Giffrey! And he just waits with you guys as you go hunting for a camp chef, and there is no such person. Who you do come across is a man of provisions who is particularly keen on keeping you back, as is one of Commander Breakbone's subordinates. This one is called Ord Firebeard, a dwarf, as you can imagine, from the north. As he steps in front of you, he goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where do you think you're going, little lady?"
I'm just looking to buy some provisions. If you have any. Do you have any sweets
nothing
or
here
cakes?
for sale, especially to your sort. Ain't nothing here but for the troops. We appreciate what you've done, but there ain't nothing to sell that we don't need for our own sake.
Is he one of the white people that we healed?
No, he is not.
Does he need healing?
Yes, he does.
Then I'll offer to heal him if you can give us something sweet. Any fruit he's got, or
blackmail, is it?
Cooked?
Well, I ain't got anything sweet, as we are in the neck of the woods of the jungle. Everybody's here on hard tack and travel provisions.
How about Well, I was going to offer him some honey, but that's not going to help us.
Hey, you never know.
How about if I give you, a litre of honey, and you bake us a cake?
Are you jumping off the wall, lass? I'm a soldier. I ain't baking nothing for some randomer taking refuge in our camp. Again, I appreciate what you've done for the lads, but I ain't no chef, and I ain't gonna about bake for one.
Well, could you let me use your kitchen?
They haven't. Okay, a camp.
Or use your cooking supplies so I can try and make something?
So basically he's gonna give you a no. Because of reasons. But mostly it's you know what? Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage. Wow.
Take that.
Bam, take that.
So you basically do the equivalent of shooting this. You basically turn this dwarf into a tsundere, as he's just like, alright, it's not like I like you or anything. Bah. And he takes you to whatever cooking supplies they have. To which you immediately realize they lack everything required in order to make a cake, especially a wedding cake. But you have access
to
like
some
bread?
flour so I can make some bread. I can make some
use
sweet buns.
What if you use bread and honey and make sweet rolls?
You could pull that off. Yeah, you could pull that off actually. And he goes.
I will do that then.
The dwarf Ord Firebeard he's a very stocky, powerful fighter, but he kind of looks at you as like, is there anything else you wanted?
I think that's everything. I'll make a couple of extra buns for you as well, though.
Oh, bugger off! But thank you. And then he walks off. he goes full tsundere as you just melt him with charm. And yeah, well done, Kifri. But yeah, you spend the evening baking 16 sweet rolls. Somehow, with thanks to the alchemical jug and the access to flour and eggs. And you bake them, and for the purposes of what's coming up next, we will say that you use up 16 days worth of provisions in order to make these. And you deliver them to Sparky in the night, and he goes, these aren't wedding cakes like you said.
We'll get you wedding cakes at Port Nianzaro. This is all I could do here, sorry. But there's so much honey in there. Just taste one. They're sweet as anything.
Okay. So he will nibble one as he goes. The ones you had before were nicer, but I know I can see you're doing your best. Who am I gonna give this letter
It's
to?
the thought that counts. I will need one of the other people to tell me that.
Yes, you're gonna have to hunt that up. But Sparky is at least willing.
Yeah, Ranger, where is Sparky delivering the letter?
Where is he delivering the letter? Port Nianzaro. He knows that.
Yes, but like
Where?
where? Who?
Oh, I assume the Order of the Gauntlet people.
Very good. Do you know any Order of the Gauntlet people?
I should ask Niles.
Yes, that's a good idea.
So let me go back over to Niles and ask him. Oh, one last thing. I'm trying to plan out the journey back to Port Nianzaro. But there was one thing that you didn't tell me. Who do you want me to deliver the letter to once I get there?
Oh, yeah, no worries. This is an easy one. There is a priest there called Undril Silvertusk. She is a female half-orc priest of Torm. She will be hard to miss in the she'll be hard to miss amongst the other comers there. She is waiting for such a letter, and that is who you should receive it to.
Very good. Is she in the temple?
She will be around.
Very good. I can ask around for her.
She's a female. Well, yeah, she's a female half-orc of Torm, so she will not be hard to miss.
No, of course.
So, yeah. There you guys go. Anyway, so you take the letter back to Sparky. By the time you do so, he's already gotten pretty damn fucking round as he's eaten all 16 sweet rolls. As he's just like, oh, I went on a bit of a binge there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you'll be rolling back to Port Nianzaro at this rate.
Ah, I shall have to roll on the river Sojenstar. That'll be fun.
See why we didn't give you the wedding cakes right away?
Got to save them for later.
Ah, okay, okay. Who am I taking this letter to then?
To Undril Silvertusk,
female half-orc.
Female half-orc, who is a priestess of Torm.
Alrighty then. I reckon I can do that for you, although she won't know it was me. I will just drop it in her stuff and then I'll fly off. I probably won't see you guys again. When I get back, you'll all have moved on. So, if that's the case, see ya. And he just basically, in that moment, rips the band-aid as he turns invisible with the letter in tow.
Oh, bye, Sparky.
There is no reply. Anyway.
Well, he has to be able to eventually if he wants his wedding cakes.
Well, maybe. He's already got 16 sweet rolls out of you and about a couple of gallons of honey.
Yeah, several gallons of honey. But I do owe him wedding cakes. So he might come back to us to get the wedding cakes.
He may be smart enough to know you can't bake a wedding cake out in the jungle.
Yeah, but if I ever return to Port Nianzaro, I can make wedding cakes.
Ah, maybe. Everyone claiming to have proficiency with cooking, but none of them have proficiency with cooking tools, may it be added.
We've got plenty of time to learn before we get back to Port Nianzaro, though.
Oh, you want to cover costs of learning a new skill? Because we can cover this, my friend. We can look into hours.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, well, the night comes and goes, and yeah, the following day comes, and you guys are expected yet again to continue to deal with all the other troops and such, as you do your healing again, up to a maximum of like 7 soldiers at a time. And Breakbone seems to have a bee in his body about it as he approaches you guys in a tent and goes, "Can't you heal more? Can't you do a bit faster? I was led to believe that you were an amazing healer." As he directs this to Brightheart.
I think it's time for us to take off and leave.
I mean, can you do any healing? I mean, who are you to judge how we do healing?
Oh, snap. Yeah. So he seems to bluster up a bit. You got the impression from this guy as soon as you met him that there is like a whole riptide of insecurities and anxieties going on that is just waiting to boil to the surface. You did a very good job of suppressing it, but now with that remark, he is kind of like, it's all bubbling back up again as he's just like, he kind of like, he twitches a bit as he's just like, he grabs one of his men by the cuff and pushes them to you as he goes, "Show me you healing him."
Do a little dance and chant some druidic and hope that Kit or Sillerin actually uses Lesser Restoration on him.
At this stage of the game, you guys have used up the spell slots that have been doing all the healing for the other 7, so you have used up all those to do with actually curing this dude.
Seems the gods don't want this one healed. They must not like him.
So that is an interesting choice of words.
While that's happening, I'm gonna move up behind Brightheart and use a sleight of hand.
Okay.
To give her a. Yeah. I'm looking for the item. Hold on. To give her a vial of tincture that originally came from the Medusa. I believe it causes hallucinations.
It does.
And I'm going to slip that. I'm going to slip that to her so she can give it to the guy that she's doing that dance with.
All right, this is interesting. I'll give you that. But first, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. This is interesting. This is You subtly pass it to her as you do this without Breakbone noticing, as he seems intent to give full piercing eye contact down at Brightheart. But when Brightheart does respond with, "Seems the gods don't want to heal this one," that is going to elicit a general of Torm to go, "These men fight on behalf of Torm, god of justice, god against the undead. They're virtuous, they are self-sacrificing. There's nothing that a god would have anything other against them, unless they were of an evil god. Prove to me you don't belong to one." But yeah, go on.
We come to your camp and you're all dying of disease, and you say your gods would take care of you, but you're still dying of disease. We're your priestess to heal you. Where's your god when you need him the most?
She has been doing her best, and the fact you would insinuate that she was doing anything less, or our god was doing anything less.
I'm not talking about your priestess. You said that your god would take care of you here. We get here and your whole camp is riddled with disease.
So
then we come in here and you expect us to heal you with our god.
So
your god want to step up and do the job themselves.
So you're talking fighting terms. That's definitely eliciting a soon-to-be eruption out of this stressed-out general. I want to allow Brightheart the opportunity some salvation with this vial of tincture you have to try and recover this situation, or else I follow on with the following for such a deed. So you have the vial of tincture. I like to know what kind of tale you could spin for me with this that could turn this around.
Can I give some bardic inspiration before that as well?
Totally. You can also just give like a help action to give Brightheart advantage on her next persuasion or deception check, you know?
Yeah, maybe help me with some of that bardic smooth talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give help and give you some lovely bardic inspiration, and we'll see what we can do.
You give all the help, but Brightheart, you must respond to me how you're going to spin this vial of tincture and the fact that you're meant to be the amazing healer to this dude that's ready to pop. I need some role playing from you.
Oh, I was gonna say before we start talking. The gods gave me this, and they want this man to have it, and hopefully that is good enough.
So that's like a very squeaky kind of. We got this little potion that maybe can help somebody. Yeah, so you can give me that persuasion check. And because I'm sorry, that was a weak explanation. The advantage from Kithri is going to equal out your disadvantage from that description. So give me a flat roll of persuasion or deception.
You can roll a d8
No.
to add to it as well.
Let's add that d8.
We'll see.
Yeah, roll the d8 for me. Man. Okay. Yeah. So what he's going to do is he's going to backhand that vial out from your hand as you offer it and have it strike the ground, to which colourful vapours of multicolored light kind of shimmer and rise from the broken vial and creates like a fantastical display before fizzing out in this tent as this guy has seemed to have reached his limit now, as you guys have overstayed your welcome, and so he responds to you with, "Give me back the letter I gave you in trust."
Isn't he already gone?
Yeah,
He has.
we told him. I think
Told
it's time
who?
we basically told. We gave the letter to a messenger who has already taken your letter back to Port Niranzaro.
To our wizard's familiar. As it was so urgent, we had to send it off last night.
Yeah, there is no persuasion check because he already believes this is a lie beforehand. His suspicions and jungle frenzy goes, "I've had enough of this. You're no healer. I've watched you. You've had your friends heal, but what's more, I thought, nah, they still mean well. It still heals around the place while troops need it. But I thought, after you lied to me to take the letter back, I thought you would subdue it somehow. But no, you're actually against us. You're here to lie to me. And what's more, you're here to steal my important documents and to throw them into the jungles to be lost forever. I therefore find you guilty on the charges of subduing and I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Basically to saboteur our enterprise into the jungles of Cholt. You're here to dissuade us, and you're here to confuse us, and you're here to make us seem like the enemy or yourselves the friends. His words don't make a lot of sense, but the overall tone that he's flustered definitely is, giving way as he goes, "I expect no resistance. Surrender yourselves willingly, or be faced by my blade."
As soon as I hear that, I cast Fog Cloud.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, Mr. Okay. Yeah, you're separate, so you can absolutely do that. So basically, are you saying you try to ninja-proof?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, totally. Alright then. Alright then. Doodle-doodle-doo.
I'm just going to shout, leg it!
Cheese it! Yeah, no, okay. So
The jig's up!
We'll have this all happen in the healing tent. So let's just arrange the scene. There's Sister Sias over here, and then Silvus, Kithri, Daron, Willem. Musharib is outside of all this, and Durandal, you're there. Basically, this tent is full with people, just basically. And yeah, Mr. Sorcerer, you just poof a thick cloud of fog suddenly into the scene. Ooh. Ah, cool. Remind me, Kithri, I found a charm beam. So the next time you want to charm someone, it can look like this.
Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah. But anyway, whoops. So yeah, you just release this sudden and immediate fog over the place. I hope it's transparent. Whoa, what kind of crazy draw tool have I discovered? This is madness. Draw shape. Right, we'll try that again. It's 10, 15, 20. Yeah. So this pretty much does exactly what you hoped, which is it gets everybody in the tent and you fog this tent to fuck.
And then I leg it.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna clear those turns, and then everybody roll me initiative.
Such ingrates.
Hmm.
And I said that out of game.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Ooh, look at you,
I think
kid.
I'll say it in game as well.
Brilliant.
I gotta click on my guy. Sorry. You can take the 6v1. I just didn't. I want to get on that way and get on the list.
Oh, did you forget to click your guy for the first one?
Yeah.
Don't worry, we can sort that out. I'm just getting hold of some key NPCs and whatnot. Oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 8, so 12. There's another. Huh, how many is how many? Yeah, that does seem to be the whole lot. Okay then.
Now, do we need any kind of surprise because of the fog cloud?
That's a yes. Yeah, that's a yes. But I will allow you the following info, because you have been dealing with the camp members here. This is their full force. Just to give you a heads up.
Yeah, we are planning on fighting. We're planning on getting.
We're planning on running, basically.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll just arrange these people a little bit. They are pretty much filling out those tents to the brim. Yeah, basically they're filling up those tents to the brim. I could follow some mob rules. Who wouldn't be here? That's a good question, though. Okay.
So we're gonna draw any sympathy from any of these soldiers since we healed them of their disease.
Well, you very well might. I'm just taking them into account and making sense of how this is going to play out, you know?
Who's our most charismatic person? Because they could probably convince them that their leader's gone mad.
The bard, probably.
That is...
I can try.
There's a bold
It
strategy
technically
cost.
really has.
Well, and I would also argue that they wouldn't know what's going on. They just see a bunch of people running out of the tent, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, just making sense of the situation. Whoa. The standard garrison at the base consists of 58 people. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Due to sickness, there's... Yeah.
There's probably also still a bunch of people who are sick. So we didn't heal everybody.
Yeah, so this seems about right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, you healed them. Oh.
Well, not all of them. He was saying that we hadn't healed everybody yet.
He may have exaggerated. Plus, I can take into account that you have healed 7 of them at least. So these are not 6 soldiers. Or rather, these are not 7 soldiers. Shit, that actually is perfect, yeah. There is another 7 able-bodied soldiers. No, not cut and paste. Copy and paste. There we go. Sorry, like I say, I'm just making sense of the situation as this is a doozy. This is a doozy. Okay. Right. Okay. I think I'm pretty much there with what I need for stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've got everything I need to know to figure this out with. So, basically, I'm going to be following mob rules for this. So, I'll be giving these guys an initiative. These guys an initiative. I'll be giving these ones an initiative. This dude gets an initiative. Anyone intimidated by this, like, size at this current moment, out of interest?
That's why we're running.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, though, they don't know anything yet. We're in a tent.
Well, we have surprise, is what it is.
You can spin this however you want, but you should know you are in the jungles of Chult, and since they have been fucked over in their previous camp, they have been on paranoia since then. But anyway, I will allow you a surprise round, as you have smoked bombed this place to fuck. So yeah. First up then is Kifri in your surprise round. What do you get up to?
I am just going to dash out of here, I think.
Yes. Now, I don't believe this will incur an attack of opportunity while it is your surprise round.
I was hoping that. And I'll chuck some bardic inspiration towards Dalron as well.
Okay. Alright, awesome. So, please take into account the staircase, which you're not doing right now, as you climbed like a 15-foot thing. The staircase, as you can see, is over here.
Alright, I thought that was to get up to the tower, and that we just go...
Oh, like a little bridge.
Okay, yes. There is, and it is closed, so I automatically presumed you were going to be, hauling over.
Okay, yeah, I assume the gates were still open, so I was just going through the gates. Alright, let me just check where I'm going there. Okay, that puts me there.
Okay, brilliant. I'm just wanting to find out how tall these are. I'm just going to judge that these towers are 15 feet tall. Alright then, so yeah, you dash to there. Mr. Durandal, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to move. $30 feet to there.
Yes.
Then I will use... Yeah?
Should also tell our guide that we're leaving, because he doesn't know either.
So he's a smart enough man to know shit hit the fan since you gassed the tent, and make no like small assumption of it, this tent ripples with the sudden puff of gas and smoke that's pushing through it.
Then I'll use my bonus action to dash.
Okay.
Here, and then you said it's 15 feet up?
Yes.
And then I still have 10 more feet, so I could move to here.
Okay, excellent. These guards are looking at you confused, but that was a tent the commander was in, so they can only expect the worst. Sylvan, it's your turn. Please make sure that you have listed your psi points down to, like, 2 or less. You know, until you couldn't have cast any more lesser restorations.
Okay, so I'm going to dash as well, and I'm just going to move over here by Kifri.
Okay. Brilliant.
And I'm not done just yet. Let me a second.
Okay, excellent. In that case, then, Willem, it's your turn.
I am also going to dash.
Okay.
Should be about 60 feet there.
Okay, let's measure that out.
Okay, never mind. Scratch it.
That's 45, and 60 feet, taking into account a staircase, will actually put you here, Mr. Willem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Brightheart, your turn.
Once again with the dash, and I think I've calculated at 35. 15. I think I can move to here.
Okay, so let's measure that out. Where were you just now?
Right here.
Okay, so 35. You have 25 feet of movement. Yeah, you can totally move there. Oh, hang on, 15 feet to climb up.
Can I use my reaction
40,
to go up the ladder?
and then 45. No, 55. Let's just say yes. Let's just say yes. You can get there. Okay, Mushrib. Mushrib is a slower dwarf, but he also knows. Oh shit, chase it. So he's gonna try his best. That takes him to 15 feet. This will take him to 30, and this will take him to 40 feet. And basically, he's gonna go there to 50 to keep out of the way. As he's basically looking to hop over this wall because he imagines that's how it's gonna go down. Now, Daron, it's your turn. Last one in the surprise round.
Okay, well, good thing I have extra movement.
Yes, good thing indeed.
Alright, so I'm going to spend my first 35, and then I'm going to dash. Get me 10, and then 15 up. That's 25, so that should get me... actually right here.
Okay then. Great. So, with that surprise round over, the initiative restarts again, and the first thing that Commander Niles Bakebone says is, "Chase after them at any cost!" And, yeah, that's his commands that echo around the keep. But, Kifri, it's your turn.
Can I hold my turn until our mystic's gone?
Until who's gone?
The mystic.
Certainly. Yeah, certainly. Durandal, it's your turn.
Same. I'm going to hold until the Mystic goes.
Okay, so Mr. Mystic, it's your turn.
My last 2 psi points, I'm going to do a spiral ladder down the other side of this.
Excellent. Yeah, perfect.
I'm going to move. Hold on, let me see. Moved right there. And then I'm done.
No, absolutely tremendous. You summon up a spiral staircase over there, made of fluffy clouds, and yeah, people can step off them. and totally just climb with them. Absolutely. Willem, well, it's now after the mystics go, so Kifri and Durandal, you may climb down the stairway now.
Yep, I will dash.
Yeah, brilliant. You did go by boat, so it's worth remembering that you'll be leaving your boats here, or your plan was to go on foot past this point to Mumbala's area, you know? So they will either chase you by boat, or they will chase you by foot, but either way, you were planning on going on foot anyway. So tell me what your escape plan is past this point.
Or we steal their boats.
You absolutely could do that, yes.
Or scuttle them with
Just
fire.
cut the rope so they float down river and take our own boats.
You could absolutely do that. Because your fold-out boats will take a little while to fold out, you imagine it's probably more expeditious to just grab their rowboats and
just take
cut
their boats.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have 4 rowboats. I guess all of us could fit in 2 of them, like before.
Yeah, totally.
It's me.
All right then. So, yeah. Durandal, you have your turn.
All right, I'll do my move first.
Yeah.
So I'll move to here.
Take into account the 20 feet of staircase movement.
Okay. So then there. And so what I will do then is I will use my dash action as a bonus action with Rogue Cunning action to get the extra 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to move over to the boats. As I'm doing that, then I'm going to take out my sword and slash all of the ropes that are tied into the ground.
Okay, excellent. Yes, you set them all free. A few of them are moored up gently, but by the time you imagine that you will get to them, they will already have been like floating around. That's not a rowboat, even in the slightest like imagination. My God. But scale-wise, this will do just fine. So we'll copy that out 4 times.
And then I will use the rest of my movement to get in the first boat.
Oops, I accidentally copied Kifri.
Can I use my action just to grab hold of one of the boats so it doesn't float away?
No. No, I won't be allowing that. These boats are beginning to float away as you watch this happen, just gently, but time is very much down to the seconds in this tense situation you guys have made happen. So, it's going to be pretty quick what you all do. Anyway, it was Willem, no, it was Durandal, and somebody else that was waiting till the
I think it was Kithri, right?
Yeah, they've already went. Those two were ahead of me. So.
Okay, yeah. So Willem, it's your turn now.
So that's about 30 feet, correct?
Yeah.
You got a dash though.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and use my dash to get over to the boats.
Okay, awesome. Brightheart, it's your turn.
Okay, so that's 10 feet and then 20 feet down there, and then I can move. Oh, I can get to a boat. Okay. I am going to get in this boat.
Okay.
I don't want anybody to go leaving me, by the way.
It's at this point that the 2 guards that were on duty finally snap out of their surprise, and both will make attacks of opportunity against you, Brightheart.
Okay.
13 and 10.
Neither of those hit.
Yeah, you're too slippery for them. Mushrib is pretty surprised by all that's going on, but he's not one to hang about too long about it. So he's going to begin to make his way down. And because it's 20 feet, he moves 25, and he moves another 25 after that point. So, yeah, he basically gets to there. Alright. Now the guards all mobilize.
Cool, how did you do that?
Because it's their turn in the initiative.
No, I mean how you hit him going around the staircase.
How I hid him going around the staircase?
Yeah, how you animated him going around the staircase and moving.
Oh, I pressed the space button a couple of times, but I never expected to actually animate because I never know if it actually animates or not, so I don't presume it, but whatever. But yeah, the guards will now animate. These two converge on you, Dauron, and will attack you twice. Between the two of them, rather. They roll a 17 and a 7.
Remember,
First
you've
one's a
got
hit.
bardic inspiration to escape if you need it.
Well, we haven't had that listed earlier, so that won't be happening right now.
Yeah, as I ran out of the healer's tent, I gave him bardic inspiration.
When?
That's true. Yeah, that is actually true. I do remember that.
Yeah, when I
as
dashed
she
out, I
was
used my
leaving,
bonus
she
action
was
to do
giving
it.
Yes. I do remember that.
That's so bizarre, but yeah, I can't have any proof because I wasn't keeping track, so okay, I have to allow it. Yep, yeah, bardic inspiration. This can improve a saving throw, or it can improve an attack that you're about to make, or an ability check that you're about to make. But not in this situation, when they're attacking you.
Yes, first one is a hit, second one is a miss.
Yes, correct. And the first one does 3 points of piercing damage to you. Next up, the swarm of guards that are loyal to the one leading them through this insane jungle of Cholt will all dash forward towards you guys. And also, the guards here will flick a lever that will lower the palisade wall down with a heavy thud that just falls short of you, Sylvan. Lucky for you. But it does sort of destroy your conjured cloudy wall as the falling wooden logs sort of disperse the fog of it out and about and will destroy it.
Actually, the only way it can get destroyed is my concentration gets broken.
Unearthed Arcana. Good times. Right. Let's check out the description of your spell, and then I will decide its ruling. Let's check it out. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Spell. Let's see. Here we go. Cloud Steps. Yep. Okay. As an action, you conjure forth clouds to create a solid, translucent staircase that lasts until your concentration ends. Under typical conditions, I would imagine. 10 foot to 10 foot area. So I believe that description is much like any other spell, and there could be a, like stone wall, or wall of stone rather. I imagine that spell lasts until concentration ends, but I believe that spell can still be destroyed by environmental stuff going on. So in this case, I am going to rule that your cloud steps are going to be destroyed, but I will allow them to come back in at the beginning of your turn for no cost.
Well, hopefully we won't need him on then, because I'm sure he's going to try to...
Yeah, we're pretty much done with it anyway. You can just make a go for it.
No, I imagine so. But yes, Daron, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm going to rage now, so they take half damage. And I'm going to jump.
Yes, you
and
produce...
use my bardic inspiration to attempt to tumble to the damage, for the falling damage.
So I will not be allowing an acrobatics check, as this is made in a bit of a hurry, and it's pretty much a straightforward drop. What's more, you're kind of going for efficiency rather than style, because you are trying to avoid these spiked posts that were just over the ledge. So I think I'll be giving you flat damage for this, but I just want to check the rules of that before I do.
It's a 20-foot drop, I believe, right? Is what you said?
No, this is actually a 15-foot drop, so even less.
Oh, okay.
Where is falling? I can remember it's 1d6 per 10 or 5 feet. Here we go. Yeah. At the end of a fall, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage for every 10 feet it fell. Yeah, so you haven't fallen 20 feet, so I will only be giving you a flat d6. Whoops. Yeah, you just take 3 points of bludgeoning damage. You do not half because it is separate from non-magical weapons and what have you, but it's still just 3.
Okay. And then I am going to let's see, because that I'm going to think at the distance here. So that
the fall will not be counted against your distance.
Ah, okay. 15, 20. So I get here with normal movement, and I'm going to use my dash to secure one of the other boats here.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah, you're in a boat now, and it's gently beginning to float away. Commander Breakbones will cough as he wheezes out of the tent, but will follow with his men as he rushes his way out through the doorway and manages to reach all the way to you, Sylvan, but is not able to make an attack on you as he spends his time charging you down with his rapier. Then some of the senior forces of this troop will begin to make their way over. The mass group of local Cholton warriors will begin to make their way over. The acolytes are the healers, so they will simply be ready to attend to those in this tent that got smoked out, with Sister Cetus, Sire's sort of waiting there. Again, your other acolyte friend, who was on a mission with you for the Aldani Basin, just basically is stuck beside Musharib. She is not pretty convinced by the course of action taken, but at the same time, she's dependent on you guys to keep her safe while she discovers the truth to the vision she's been having. So she's going to reluctantly keep close to you guys. You know, lacking any other real choice. But next up, this dude is going to charge his way down. This being the dwarf that you charmed before, Kithri. And then the other woman is going to get close beside him. Alright, Kithri, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to jump in a boat.
Perfect. You may move with the alt. You may move with the alt button, so you can align yourself in a boat much better.
How's that?
Good enough, but like I was saying, you can use the alt button to not be constrained to the map. Like that. Wonderful.
Cool, and I'll use a Dissonant Whisper to, was it Nara's Break Heart?
Who are you going to use Dissonant Whispers on?
The commander.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, so, yeah, he must make a wisdom saving throw. He passes. What happens in this case?
I think it's half damage, but he doesn't have to run away.
Okay, so, yeah, that rounds up to 7 points of damage. As you look as though, even with his fortitude and willpower, it seems that this general has had a real rough run in the jungle. And what's more, he's probably no tougher than any of his guards. He's just been given a station above them, as he's expected to show proper leadership. And so what you notice is that your mental cripplingness over him bloodies him as he's crying in agony and anguish.
Oh no, I feel guilty now.
Oh, well. Should have thought of that earlier on rather. But your boats are all ready to be floated away. Mr. Durandale, it's your turn.
Alright, since my boat is full, I'm rowing my boat away.
Yes, that will take up your action, and I am currently I'm looking in the Dungeon Master's Guide for rowboat speed, because I know I have seen it in here. Here we go. Keelboat, longship, rowboat. Excellent. So speed is 1.5 miles per hour. Passengers.
How many can they hold? How many people?
One, but we're going to be breaking the rules on that in this occasion. Yeah, 1.5 miles per hour. A typical person travels at 4 miles per hour. So your speed is at what? Okay, it's get the calculator out. It is 4 divided by 1.5. Okay, so that's some copy. 30 feet per round divided by that sum equals about 10 feet per round, but literally 11 feet point 25 per round.
It would be 10 feet per action, right? So you could move and dash technically.
Yeah, to a maximum of like 20 feet. We can call that 25 feet at a dash.
Okay.
Oh, and your partner can be helping you, of course.
Yes.
Well, I guess on their turn, on their turn, they could probably row it too. Then I guess, right?
Yes, they can, because shared oars.
Okay. So I'm going to use the move action then to row our boat 10 feet, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to move our boat with my dash to move our boat the full 25 feet, which should put us somewhere.
I'm sorry, did you say you use your dash to move your rowboat? You use your bonus action to dash?
Yes.
You get it as part of being a rogue?
Yes, cunning action. I can dash as a bonus action.
Yeah, sweet, totally. So that's all fine by me, so I will allow that, and you do dash 10 feet.
Okay, and then so moving the full distance, which I think was, you said 20 or 25 feet?
25 feet, which I give you another 5 feet for. There we go.
Is that 25
Yes.
feet? That doesn't look like 25 feet. From right here? That looks like 5 feet.
I take it from your boat.
No, there.
Because your boat is, where it was moored up. It's a very slow distance, but they can't chase you on sea, or river rather.
Right, so what, I traveled 10 feet?
No, I literally
No, it's from the front of the boat, to the front of the boat where you are right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
because it was faced into the, as properly moored. Yep.
Gotcha. And then with my action, I'm going to take a shot at the guy who seems to be relentlessly after my companion over there.
All right. Okay, so given this line that I'm seeing, there will be. I always keep thinking quarter cover, but there is no such thing. So this is just half cover.
Okay.
That is not going to be a hit. Unfortunately, just due to the fact you're trying not to shoot Sylvan. If he wasn't in the way, that would have been a hit.
Okay, fair enough.
But you were going with that big bird?
No, I was thinking that because he was in melee range with one of my teammates that I had advantage, but it's not advantage, it's just sneak attack.
Yeah.
Not sneak attack and advantage for
if
that.
It was a hit, you would have got sneak attack. Now,
right, you are correct.
Yeah. Now, Sylvan, it is your turn, and your concentration is still at play. That you can materialize a cloudy pillar of stairs around this dude before you. Or you could just try to melee him and just forget about the concentration altogether.
I'm just going to disengage, and I'm going to go move to the boat.
Okay. Move 30 feet or so. That's it. Brilliant.
I would have wrapped him up with the stairs. That would have been sweet.
Yeah.
Well, clouds. It wouldn't probably do anything. And then I'm going to cast a spell on him. I'm going to cast Blind Spot.
Oh, is that part of your cantrips?
Yep.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay,
roll it.
Hold on.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
It's got a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I believe he passes your DC on a 21.
Yes, he does. So it doesn't do anything then.
Okay then.
That'll be my turn.
Yeah. Willem, it's your turn.
Alright, I'm going to move down here.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this item.
That is right on Fisher, but what is that item?
I'm trying to link it, but I guess it doesn't work from your inventory. But I'm going to use the wind fan that we picked up in order to cast Gust of Wind.
Excellent. Alright then. Sweet, there we go. Alright, so a line of strong wind. And so basically you're aiming it straight for the doorway, aren't you?
Correct. So something like that.
Yeah. No, I follow.
10 feet wide.
Yeah. Oh, I actually had a smoke. Oh, that was great. So yeah, you summon a thick wall of smoky gas round this way as it suddenly thunderously charges and rattles the wooden posts that hold strong. But needless to say, all your wind is funneled right into that doorway. Yes, for each creature you choose. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed a strength saving throw. Yes, so, dude, you get a round of applause from your DM because this is situational. This is great.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yes.
That's very good.
First, Niles will make a strength check and will fail and will be pushed back by the strong billowing winds 10 feet back into the doorway. Yeah, no, absolutely. And basically, the two over here, I'll make one check for all, basically. They all fail, and they just basically bumble into their other dudes. I gotta move your... I gotta move your thing back. But yeah, they basically stumble and bumble into their dudes as they just get a heap of themselves back as they're all billowed and pushed back away from you. And yeah, your magic is pretty spot on today. This dude also fails, falls off, as he takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage. And what's more, you also see that the lip of the wooden doorway kind of shakes a little bit off the ground. Kind of like if it was lifted, your forceful blow would have slammed that thing shut and would have kept it shut. No matter what they could have done.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Let's make our escape.
Yeah, any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves. So basically half speed, essentially.
Right.
Starts its turn in there, must succeed a strength saving throw. Oh, 15 foot away. Yeah, shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm just reading that. Gas and vapors. Unprotected flame. As a bonus action, on the end of each turn the spell ends, you can change the direction the wind blasts from you. Interesting.
Nice.
So
yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Well,
we use it like as a propeller for the boat.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm not fucking you. Yeah. At least in your case, you can aim it away from you and give everybody else a head start. But yeah, yeah, that's pretty much Exactly. All right then. So great round, Willem. Brightheart, it's your turn. Your friend whips out a beautiful ornate fan and flutters it in such a way that the wind picked up from it is so mighty that the puddles seem to splatter down at all the guards, and the door is like flapping as if to suggest if it was just lifted, the wind wall would slam it shut. And it's your turn.
So Niles is behind a door now?
No, the door is still open. It's just that it's like a plastic sheet that's flat to the floor, and a strong wind is almost catching under it. If it was lifted, it would catch the wind and would be slammed shut. But it's your turn now.
Okay, I have a question. Can I use a wand and move the boat ahead at the same time?
Yes, you can use an action to cast something from the wand, and you may use your movement action to move your boat 10 feet.
That is what I would like to do. I'm going to cast Command with using the wand on Niles Bonebreaker.
Okay, so you can just about see him as he's tumbling and fumbling around, but perfect. Give me the details of the spell. Does he make a wisdom saving throw? Okay.
It's DC 15 because it's a wand instead of my own spell.
Okay, and is it it's a wisdom saving throw. All right. So he actually will repel this. What was the word you would have given him? What was the command?
Oh, flee.
Ah, beautiful. So he is going to stubbornly fight against the wind wall billowing against him, as even your command words are not going to affect his will to chase you down for your treachery. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, you guys move your boat 10 feet downriver, nicely ahead of the group. Musharib now realizes that it's just him and a boat, and you guys are crammed into your boats. He's an odd one out, so he's kind of looking with panic. Yes, well done. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Yeah, him and the priestess, which I know she's an acolyte, so I'm going to steal one of these tokens. I'm just going to use them. Yeah, he and the acolyte basically get in a boat together. That was all going a bit foggy for me. There we go. Oh my god, stop it. I don't want to push the Windows button. I want to push the Alt button. There we go. So he gets in a boat, and he basically pushes the boat out a good 10 feet or so, and I'll also allow that just to turn the boat around. And just for convenience, we'll also deal with the acolyte's turn now, and she'll move the boat another 10 feet, and we put Willem back on his boat. Alright then, it's the guard's turn. So then, this is gonna get a bit messy. Okay. So, half movement while in here, and they gotta go through it, so 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Alright. So he ends his turn there. He does not start his turn there. But 5, 15, 20, 25 hour, 35, 45, 55 ends his turn there. Yeah, basically they get all this going on as they can only just about like get close to the wind wall, but they're not going to be able to advance through it, where a few of the other guys have already stubbornly tried to press on. Dallon, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to, because I'm a sailor and also a barbarian with extra movement.
Yeah, so because of your sailing background, I'm going to allow you 30 feet of movement, like standardly, because you have Do you have proficiency with the vehicle?
I do have proficiency of vehicle and water. Yep.
Yes. Yes, you may move the full 30 feet. You never thought that was going to come up, did you?
I knew this would be useful.
It would be useful just for this one moment. And I'm going to push and shove off and like a madman, row the entire boat 60 feet down the river and go right past the ranger.
Listen, with your rage going on, you fucking row it on, like, land. You fucking row across the beach unimpeded with your oars. As you do, row like a madman.
He's still raging, too.
And Kitty's got to grab a hat to stop it being blown off with the force of the movement.
Yeah, no, literally, that is the case. You have a jet engine, and it's called Dauron. No, literally, yeah. Niles begins his turn in the wind wall, so he will make a strength saving throw. And he's going to fail. And he's going to knock back his people as he's thrown back, and they will basically be knocked back with him as he tumbles in the ferocious winds buffeted by you, Willem, and they all just get knocked back for a spin. The veterans will all line up, but basically they can't get in through this thick wall of wind that's been going by, as they're all just waiting for it to subside at this point before giving chase to you. All the warriors are much like the same. They're just stuck by this single choke point that they are limited to, really, as they've just seen everybody tumble away. Okay, Kefri, your turn.
Alright, I'm just going to use dash to row the boat as fast as I can.
Yes, so essentially, at this point, you guys have escaped. And I won't be taking a turn of your initiative at this point. Dermondale, it's your turn.
I'll use my move and a dash to row the boat 25 feet.
So yeah, perfect. Yeah, so.
Unless I can dash twice. If I can dash twice, then I would.
No,
do that.
you cannot.
Okay.
Yeah, but perfect. Okay, Sylvan, your turn.
I'm gonna move south as far as I can on the boat with my movement.
How long does wind wall last for? Gust of wind.
It's a minute.
A minute.
1 minute.
Ah, cool. Cool. Alright then. Alright, so yeah, Sylvan, you set about beginning to row the little rowboat. Just gonna align that up. Yep. And you guys are gonna row 10 feet. Willem, it's your turn. You're gonna row another 10 feet, aren't? Well, you actually. Sorry, Sylvan, are you gonna dash?
Yeah, I'm gonna dash.
Yes, you get another 15 feet. And Willem, you're still maintaining concentration with your fluttery, fan, but you can still dash. So, do you dash?
Yes, indeed.
Brilliant. So you guys look as though you're making a more or less speedy retreat at this point, while the wind wall is doing its work. Brightheart, it's your turn. You dash at this point, I imagine.
Yes.
Yes. So you are also considered escaped. Now there's just a matter of Mushrib and I forget her name, but she's the acolyte. So between them, they can go a full distance of like 50 feet. The guards are all stuck at the wall, unable to push past, as they're screaming and squabbling, and people are pointing out that you guys are heading this way. But yeah, Dauron, you're just long gone ahead of the group. You're fucking chugging machine. Although you've lost your rage because you've not harmed or been harmed in the round, but you still keep up the speed as a fucking jet engine going by. And basically, by the time that Willem releases his wind wall, you guys are already out of sight. And that is where we end it today. Well done on your escape, guys. You've made an enemy of the Order of the Gauntlet.